was all used to my other one. I was used to running on that broken one, and now I've got to learn how to use something that works better. So checking volume levels and things like that, because we got two shows later in the night that we got to do. But in the meantime, I figured we'd hang out for a little while and chat. So let me see. It looks like we got somebody here on YouTube, and Jack's here on Facebook, and Larry. Good to see you guys. Let me know anything you want to talk about. Hey, Helen, I want to talk a little bit about the things that are on my mind, which would be the Democratic primary. That's what I'm focusing mostly on right now, and the shady things going on with that. And we can talk about anything though. I really want to stretch the legs out on the new computer. Is the match game too loud? I want Paul to see that. It's still too loud. I want Paul to show up when match game is playing. You can't play licensed music. So match game is old enough to be fair use, so you can use it. And I got it, guys. I turned it off. Sorry about that. That's another thing we're learning. We're learning with this. Uh, the setup is different. So my mic and the speaker are not the same distance apart, and I wasn't sure about the levels. So we'll get that right. And that was a little bit of the experiment too. But hey, Larry, not much is up. We're just hanging out, trying out the new computer. I want to get some kinks worked out before tonight because we have conspiracy theories and chill, and of course the daily burn at 7. So right now I just like hearing from you guys and talking to you guys, and that's what I figured we'd do. We turned off the music though, so sorry about that on both platforms. It's a learning process. So we'll get better. We'll get the sound levels right on that in the future moving forward. But what has been on you guys' mind? In the meantime, while I'm waiting to hear from you, I will let you know that I've been agonizing over this primary. And then today, we'll just backpedal a little bit. Today started off bad because I was supposed to be able to go to work and get a little extra money. My car decided to choose today to break down on me. And that just reminded me how awesome it is to be poor, how fantastic it is, and how fun it is to always be in a situation where you're just one thing like this with the car away from disaster. So hopefully that works out. Babas is the brains when it comes to the auto mechanic stuff. She's going to look at it this afternoon and try to figure out what's going on. I don't know what's happening with it. I sound like an idiot when I try to describe it, but I don't fall into the male stereotypical role where I am the one that knows how to fix vehicles. I should. My dad knew how to do absolutely anything. He could do anything with his hands, but I didn't learn anything from him. And I don't know. I guess that's my fault. Is there a problem on YouTube, Lacey, if you're still here, with the video resolution? It says I'm getting a warning that the resolution is not optimal for YouTube. But this was the set I threw together. I had to throw together a set and to do the show and to do a feed for you guys. I got to re-download everything I had before. I got to figure out how to get it off my laptop onto this computer. I should have had him do it while he was here, but I was just so happy to finally have it hooked up and be able to play with it that I immediately jumped in and started trying to do stuff with it. But Helen, he should be here tonight. Right on. Jack says Bernie won. We, the majority of the people, won. Bernie's now the front runner, recognized by the media. I've seen it by MSNBC, CNN even. Everybody's talking about how Bernie is the front runner. Whether they like it or not, they're saying it. So we did win. And we won by more than we won on paper, what they actually show, because there was a lot of shady stuff going on in both instances. Like in Iowa, we know the Shadow app with that firm acronym, the group acronym that lords over the Shadow app. It's all tied to Pete Buttigieg, not just a little 43 and 43.5 that he chipped into Shadow himself, his campaign, but his campaign donors are behind Acronym, the group that owns Shadow, the app that rigged the Iowa caucus. So there was shady stuff there with Buttigieg, and I think that there was. I got to look into it more, but I think there was not rigging. New Hampshire is notorious for having very fair primary. They have paper ballot system. But I think there was manipulation going on. I think there was shady tactics going on. I have to look into it more and figure out exactly where I stand, but I don't think New Hampshire was completely on the up and up either. Now, I don't trust these people. I know I host a daily show where we talk about the political revolution and we talk about what we're doing and we talk about moving forward and making change and making a big difference in the world. But that's not stemming from a belief in politics. That's me trying to empower the people, get us to stand up for ourselves and do what it would take to move society forward and to make that happen. So that's what I'm talking about on the Daily Burn. I'm not talking about, hey guys, politics is really cool and I think it's going to work out and solve all of our problems. I'm talking about us solving our problems, us taking ownership. That's what I think's beautiful about it. That's why I'm in such huge support of it and doing all I can to help move it forward, is because of that. I believe in that. That's what I believe in. I'm a big proponent in the people taking ownership of this and realizing this is ours and we have to be the ones to make the change happen. But these people that lord over us, they're going to do everything they can to stop us. And I'm not going to turn this into a burn, but that's been on my mind because they are. And I've been looking into Pete. I think Buttigieg is a snake in the grass, and I want to dig more into him today. Today is supposed to be my research day, but it's going to end up being work on the car day. So hopefully I have enough put together by tonight for Conspiracy Theories and Chill. So, because we're going to have a show either way, even if I have to fall back on an older topic. But this kind of throws a wrench. But I had to play with the new computer, and I just wanted to see what you guys were talking about today. What's on your mind? Larry says won't be able to be here tonight. Got a fire meeting. Well, that's important, though. And the show will be up. So if you dig it, you can catch it anytime. I'll leave it up. It's on my timeline, and I'm sure you'll see it around, stumbling around on Facebook. But let me see. What do you guys? So Jack says, Pete, a nobody from nowhere, is in second place for the president. You believe that? Do you believe that at all? I don't. I don't believe that at all. That doesn't sit well with me at one bit. He was polling in fourth and fifth place leading up to the primaries. All the way up to the primaries. He's hardly a mention. And all of a sudden, he's coming in and coming close to beating Sanders in Iowa. They gave him it on paper, but Bernie won Iowa by the most votes. And then New Hampshire, he comes in a close second. It's ridiculous. Where'd this support come from? I don't see it. And I saw different theories because there are people that really believe that it's on the up and up. I saw theories that Trump supporters were voting for Buttigieg because they'd rather run against Buttigieg than Bernie. And I also saw theories that Biden supporters switched to Buttigieg. I don't know. I can't say for sure. All I can say for sure is I don't trust the DNC any further than I could throw them. And I don't know that I could throw the lightest of them. So I don't trust them at all. And they've not earned any trust. They don't deserve any trust. Lacey says, I seen a man throw his inhaler up at the pharmacy and yelled $90 for an inhaler. So crazy. That is insane. And it's interesting when you show If you look at the other countries in the world where they have universal health care, and you watch them react to the drug prices in this country, like how much an inhaler is, for instance, or a vial of insulin, and their reaction is priceless because they don't know what that's like. They don't reach into their pocket when they're sick. They go and they get medicine that they need, or they see a doctor and they get treatment. They don't know what it's like to pay $5,000 for an ambulance ride, $20 for an aspirin. They don't know what that's like. That's something that we enjoy here in America, in our greed-driven, greed-based system, that we are the only ones left in the civilized world that still function under. There's no reason for it. And they try to convince you that, oh, well, you're going to get better health care because all the best doctors will want to be in the system where they can enrich themselves the most correctly. Correct? No, not really. Not really. Doctors, for the most part, want to help and take care of people. They became doctors for that reason, not to watch their patients die and not be able to treat them. So, Jack is mad at Hillary. There was a Bernie surrogate. They were booing Hillary at a rally, and the Bernie surrogate hushed them. I don't know her name. I think she's from Sex and the City. But why? Why? Never lose your sense of outrage. I wouldn't have hushed them. I get that you don't want to go down that path and you don't want to put off that vibe, but Hillary is coming out hard against Bernie still. And you see Warren? I'm sure you did. Warren's coming out saying that Bernie's being divisive and trying to burn down the party. Well, good. Let's burn it down. It needs to be burned down. I'm going to stop flirting with that and light it. This is just a chat anyway. Plus, I got all these bottles of liquor right next to me. I must have drank tons and tons of alcohol. I might as well have a cigarette. Jack says they booed him and said Pete the cheat. At a Bernie rally or at Pete's own rally? Because Pete got booed at his own rally too. That was funny. I can't imagine what that's got to feel like, getting booed at your own political rally. It's got to be a bummer. What do you guys want to talk about? I don't want to spend the whole time doing the burn. I'm going to do the burn at 7 o'clock. We do the burn every day at 7. So we can talk about absolutely anything. Some things you'd like to bring up on conspiracy theories and chill tonight, maybe, or anything going on you want to get into. Anything. I'm trying to test the legs on this and see what it can and can't do. Like, I'm just going from tab to tab, and so far it's running really well. And it functions really good. And I don't know if you guys have noticed any lagging or interruptions at all, but I haven't seen any problems on my end. So I'm excited because this is going to mean that we can do much more solid feeds and much higher quality feeds for you guys moving forward, and they'll be more reliable. Because I really hate when we've got a really good discussion going and we're talking and we're having a good time, and then it just crashes out. Or two, when it just is a broken feed that's almost unwatchable. I always want my pretty face to be the least important thing going on. I always want the topic to be what matters. But I understand that that's very distracting because I'll watch it back. That's how I learn. I watch it back and analyze it, and it is distracting. And I'm hoping that this is the end of the technical difficulties. Everyone that's been with me for a while, like Helen especially, will know that I am the king, the absolute king of technical difficulties, the Lord of technical difficulties. Now, I am hoping that we are reaching the end of that. And everyone that's been with me through all of that, thank you so much for putting up with it and allowing me to get better and better and better. And, and to the people that donated to help me get the computer set up and to improve the feeds, thank you so much to all of you. And we finally got it. So all I need to do now is learn to use it. So that's all we're going to be depending on, is how quickly I can learn to get all the functions going and everything that it's capable of doing. But it seems like it's doing a better job already. Helen says, should have been burned down 4 years ago. I see Molotov potential. And then she's laughing. I don't think we were in the right position 4 years ago. In 2016, I don't think that it would have worked. I think even if Bernie would have stormed out of the convention, took all of supporters, and went out to the streets and said, "The hell with you guys, we're going third party," it wouldn't have worked. And if it ever looked like it was going to work, that they would have just killed him. That's what I think. I'm the crazy. This is made of tinfoil, this hat. They make very stylish tinfoil hats nowadays. You'd be very impressed. But that's what they do to people like that. They kill them. And the reason why I think we're so powerful at this point and why things are different now is because Bernie has empowered the people. Bernie has made the people understand that we have to do this. We have to move it forward. We can't be waiting on a hero to do it for us. We have to do it on our own. That's what I think is important. That's what's valuable to me in the message. So that's what I hope people are taking forward on that stuff. But Jack says last night at the caucuses, Chidi B is Mossad. There's a theory that he's Mossad. I know that he is very, very, very supportive of Israel and Israel's foreign policy and the things that they are doing in Gaza and the genocide that they're committing. He's very pro-Israel. So, wow, I got to look into that. Chidi B is Mossad. I'm going to look into that. Thanks, Helen. Larry says all the diversions going on. What's really going on in the world? What's going on in the world, I believe, and let's embrace the tinfoil hat real quick. I believe that the New World Order, the Illuminati, those that rule over us, whatever you want to call them, they are trying to bring their game to an end, and on a global scale. And I think some big things are coming if we don't rise up, if we don't take a stand. We're heading for quite possibly extinction. That's what I think's happening. And I think the American way of life is coming to an end. This system that we've been so spoiled by and we're so comfortable in, I think the rug is going to be pulled out from under us. I think that's what they're diverting us from, is there's getting ready to be some big shit going down. That's what I think. But, I only base that on history and everything they've ever shown me. That's all I base it on. Other than that, it's theories, which are normal, by the way. Don't let people make you ashamed of conspiracies or theories. That's just a way to gaslight you into not thinking for yourself. Jack says over a million volunteers. It's huge. What's in it? Like close to 2, isn't it? It's over 1.5 million. We are in a better position than we were in 2016. I really believe we are. As far as everything goes. Because you got to understand, we need enough of the regular people, the regular everyday people, to get involved and be part of this fight. We need their support. So I don't think we can turn a blind eye to that. Can't win without them. And a lot of the things that you may not like that Bernie might have done, he has to appeal to those people too. So I've always felt like we have different jobs, Bernie and I. Bernie's job and my job are different. We have different roles, and we have to appeal and play by different rules. So that's the way I feel. I think Bernie can't do this for us. Like, I know a lot of people are mad at him still and pissed off. But why? When did he tell you he was going to save the day and save everybody and do it all himself? He never said, not me, us. And when we fell short, which if we take ownership of it, which I think we should, we did. When we fell short, he didn't say, "Hey, you messed it up." He kept working on it, and we're having a new opportunity now, another chance. But again, I don't want to get too distracted with the primary. That's just what's on my mind. The coronavirus. Larry mentioned the coronavirus. We could get into the coronavirus. That stuff's kind of fascinating, and I'm seeing both kinds of coverage on the coronavirus, where it's the worst thing ever, and then people saying that it's not a big deal, and then it being released on purpose. That I find very interesting. Plus, the company in Wuhan, where the outbreak happened, has the Resident Evil logo from the video games of the biohazard outbreak. Slay says we are fighting the oligarchy, and they know we are rising up. They know. They're afraid. The establishment powers that be are afraid. They should be. But they've earned it. You can only push someone in a corner for so long before they fight back. How much do they really think they could get away with? How much greed do they think people would take? And put up with, tolerate. Because really that's what's happening. We're tolerating it. We're letting it happen. We don't have to do that. All we have to do is stand up, and their game ends. Their board is on our backs. We just stand up and it's over. They're counting on us not doing that. But we need enough people to do that. And once we reach that level, we'll be unbeatable. And that's why I believe in this revolution. Not because of politics. Politics is rigged. I'll be the first to tell you that it's rigged. And that the DNC has shown themselves beyond the shadow of a doubt to not be able to be trusted or relied upon. And I honestly don't understand why that doesn't upset everyone, no matter how you lean politically, left or right. We should all be outraged at rigging an election in this country, I feel. Larry says the Bilderbergers and the Bohemian Grove calling the shots, the Georgia Guidestones and depopulation. Georgia Guidestones was a video I am working on, but we were transitioning the computers, and I was afraid to put too much on the laptop when I knew I'd get this new one. So I gotta get new video editing software. I gotta get all that stuff and get back on track for making the videos. So there's a lot I need to do today, on top of trying to fix my car, because I've got to have a car. I'm sure I'm like most Americans. This kind of thing could mess me up bad, and it wouldn't take but 1 or 2 days of missed work to lose my job. You know what I mean? I can't afford that. So hopefully this is something that we can fix and repair on our own. But that's what I'll be doing today, is learning the computer and trying to fix the car. But hopefully we'll get something put together by tonight. But Georgia Guidestones is fascinating, and we could talk about that for just a minute. Everybody is familiar with this, isn't they? Aren't you? There's a monument in Georgia called the Georgia Guidestones. It's referred to as American Stonehenge often. and it lays out rules for humanity after what would have to be an apocalyptic event, because the very main rule, the number one rule on the list of the Georgia Guidestones, is to maintain humanity under a level of 500 million. Well, there's close to 8 billion of us, so that would mean a lot of us would have to go to get to that level. And hell, your message for reviews, Lacey, because you said the F word, but she said, just hit a damn raccoon in my hobby's new van and broke the corner of the ground effects, cracked the bumper. Can't effing win, I hear you. Did you check out the Project Blue Book last night on the History Channel? No, I need to watch that on Hulu. I didn't have time last night. I went to bed early because I was supposed to go to work. So when I didn't go to bed early, I was doing the New Hampshire primary feed. So I was up till like 12 anyway. And then I went to bed. And then I woke up for work. My car breaks down. So I haven't had a chance to watch it, but I will check it out. Yeah, Fuking. Yeah. But at least if YouTube, because YouTube will pull you for that stuff. And at least if they're going to have that attitude, they flag stuff. So I'm glad. You know, sometimes they flag stuff for stupid reasons, though. But the Georgia Guidestones, this monument, it's got writing on it in, is it eight or nine languages? These 10 rules are written out. And then it's got a lot of other weird elements too, like on its dedication stone and things like that, and things with its dimensions and its functions. It functions as a clock, a calendar, there's all kinds of things to it. It also is said to have a puzzle in it. And there was a piece that was placed and then removed that had numbers and letters on it, and is said to be a key to the puzzle of the Georgia Guidestones. Jack says we need to win over Yang supporters and Biden and Tom and Amy's. We need to win over as many people as we possibly can. And Yang supporters, I think, would be easy to win over to our side. Plus, I think Yang will probably endorse Bernie. Tom Steyer's supporters would probably come to Bernie too. I don't see a lot of them going to establishment candidates. And I don't know about Klobuchar's. I think we got a better shot with Klobuchar supporters than we do Warren's. Warren's are going to be your angry at Bernie, bitter, nasty people like the Clintons were in 2016, the Clinton supporters. They're going to be like that. But no, Slays, I didn't get to watch the Project Blue Book last night on the History Channel. And I do have Hulu, though. So if I can, I'm going to check it out and see if I can find it on Hulu, because I would like to watch that. Project Blue Book is fascinating, and I would like to get into that and see about that. But I got to take the car up here in a minute and let Babas take a look at it. She's going to see what's going on with it and see how bad the situation is. And hopefully it's not too bad. But I wanted to do this. I wanted to hang out. You know how it is when you get a new toy. You just want to take it out of the box and play with it. So I had to get on here and talk to you guys for a little bit. And thank you for hanging out with me. But we'll be back tonight for the Daily Burn, and then at 8 for Conspiracy Theories and Chill. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you later on.